Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're with Sambo, and joining us, as always, is Seraphis, our level 32 Worgen Mage. Say g'day, Seraphis.
Greetings.
Greetings to you, Seraphis, and of course if you joined us in our last episode, greetings to you as well. And you'll remember that we came here to Darnassus because we had a couple of little things to do as we bathe in the light of the Moonwell here up in the north of Darnassus. What a wonderful city it is. And of course the first thing we have to do is go see our Mage Trainer, because we've had a skill here that we've needed to train for a little while. Here we go, I seek further training. And you can see it's right at the top of the list there, slow fall. Let's have a look at that. Regents required are a light feather, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But slows friendly party or raid targets falling speed for 30 seconds. So let's absolutely learn that one. Woo! Alright, there we go. That's a really, really awesome mage skill that you really need to have. And we'll put that, where should we put it? We might put it over here on the side maybe, just because it's a little bit out of the way. Yeah, because we're probably going to need other things over here. And in fact, do you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of swapping around now that I think about it, because we've got our 2 forms ability here. We don't really need that. So we'll swap that with the slow fall and have it right there. And what we'll do later on as well is we'll start moving away these profession icons. Can't even say a simple word. We'll start moving away these icons here from our professions down to our other hotbars. And of course, if you didn't know, there's actually a number of hotbars you can see there. That's number 1 as we use this little toggle here. Number 1, if we scroll down, we've actually got 2 and 4 there as well, because the other ones 3, 5, 6, etc. are already out. But you can see there, for example, that we could actually pop all of our crafting ones down on the next row. Just keeps them out of the way. We're going to need this space up here, this real estate on our hotbar, for actual skills later on as we learn more and more. Anyway, so the slow fall, yeah, we've explained it in the past. And it's a fantastic skill to have, although it requires a light feather, and a light feather is bought from a regent vendor if you can, or you can actually get them off the auction house, because they're basically picked up off mobs in the world. So we'll go to the auction house and have a look, because we do need to head to the AH. As you can see, we've got bags jam-packed full of stuff, lots of goodies here to put up on the auction house, so we'll go do that. Also would like to stop past a couple of trainers while we're here. For example, if we have a look at our first aid, you can see we're 143 out of 225 now. I can't remember when the next tier is trainable, but it's just over the way here, so we'll go take a look in the Craftsman's Terrace, which is where we're looking at now. And of course the other thing we'll be able to do as well, let's have a look. If we ask this Darnassus Sentinel here, what do we want? We want... oh, it doesn't have it. What I wanted to be able to find was a regent vendor. Now what I can do is make sure that that's turned on my minimap radar up here, and that means that we can, it'll actually highlight if we come near one on the minimap. So that's handy. In the meantime though, what I want to do is try and find first aid. There we go, we've got engineering, we've got mining, we've got cooking, we'll stop in there as well. Argent Dawn, we've got alchemy, and there we go, first aid, that's what we want. So let's pop along and talk to the first aid trainer, because I do want to keep this trained up. It's very handy later on. Okay, so silk bandage is our next one, and that's at skill level 150. So what I'm going to do, seeing as we've got some woolen cloth in our bags, is we're going to get ourselves up there very quickly. So let's just click on create all. Now, of course, wool cloth is something you also want to sell on the auction house. So as soon as we're leveled up to 150, I'm going to stop making it and actually sell that wool on the AH, and then we'll be able to start using silk to make silk bandages. So we'll just keep an eye on this here. Hopefully we're going to have enough to get us there. 148, 149, just one more. There we go, and look at that, we got ourselves an achievement there. Congratulations, Seraphis, journeyman in first aid. Woohoo! Alright, now you can see in our professions we've also got professional journeyman. We got that in the last episode, I think, but it's great to be able to get this one here, the journeyman. So now we should be able to train artisan first aid. No, there we go, silk bandage. It's the one we want. all done, and of course that's fantastic because it means we can replace these heavy wool bandages, which only do 301 heal, and we've of course got 992 health, so it's only going to heal us about a third of our health. We're now going to be able to make actual silk bandages, and that's great. Heavy silk bandages, which of course take 2 silks to make. You can see there, requires 2 silk cloth. They will come in at 180. So first things first, let's pop along to our actual first aid profession window here, and you can see we can already make 4 of these silk bandages because of the reagents that we have, the cloth in our bag. And there we go, it's automatically taken us up to 155 skill, which is fantastic, and we've made these silk bandages. So have a look at that. That's now going to heal us for 400 damage rather than 301. So let's swap this out. Let's pop these ones down here on the hotbar, and we'll get rid of the other silk bandages. We either probably just vendor them. They're not worth that much on the AH, to be honest. Alright. And there we go, silk bandages, and that's a quest item, so we'll pop that up there. Now the rest of these things we're going to sell to vendors, and we're going to put on the AH as well, so we can empty out our bags. Now while we're here, let's pop over to the cooking guy, because he should have a mining trainer. Actually, let's just check our mining skill while we're here. And okay, 125, we're able to smelt steel. Oh, look at this, we are at 123. We are so close. Oh gosh, alright, so we'll do some smelting while we're here in the big smoke, in the big city. But what we do want to do is grab a cooking quest, of course, because I do want to train up my cooking. Spice bread aplenty. Make or obtain 10 pieces of spice bread. Now, I'm pretty sure we can just make them already. And if we have a look in our cooking menu, we've already got that. I think there it is, spice bread, so that's what we want. Now we just need to buy some reagents, so we can do that from the cooking supplier here. And you can see that, where is it? Right, so we want simple flour and we want mild spices. So I'm just going to buy 10 of them, so there's 5 in a stack. So we'll do that twice, and we'll get mild spices, a stack of them times 2 as well. All good. Now here's some recipes, by the way. Oh, unfortunately they require high level cooking. We're only level 28. That's no good. Anyway, let's create all of these. Now the only reason I'm able to cook right here without bringing out a cooking fire is that we've got a stove nearby. And of course cooking does require some kind of fire, whether it's a stove, whether it's an actual campfire that you make yourself. You can see there, basic campfire. Or if you've got Ragnaros, which here we go, little Ragnaros as a pet, he doubles up as a cooking fire as well, which is very handy. Alright, there we go, spice bread, 10 out of 10, and we can see them in our bags probably. Yep, there they go. Nice and simple, daily this time. Spice bread aplenty. And you can see we actually get 1 cooking skill and 1 chef's award. And I've got my chef's award down here in case you'd forgotten on my bags. It's showing on my bags, and you can see I've got 11 of them there. Alright, so that was nice and simple. That's good. We've also got, of course, a fishing quest that we could do here, which is something I will do. Maybe we'll just catch a couple of them on camera, and we'll do the rest off camera. Alright, now what I want to do is find a reagent vendor. Now, I'm not sure if there's going to be one around here in the Craftsman Terrace. I don't know. We'll head over to the other side. What's that? That's an inn. Because it may be in... Oh, general trade. I wonder if... Trade supplies. They might have reagents, but I doubt it. We'll have a look.
My goods are of the highest quality.
No, they've got a few reagents there, but nothing... No feathers. In fact, you know what? Come to think of it, I've got a funny feeling that... Oh, skinning trainer. Just as well I remembered that, because of course if you'd forgotten, I had. Go to our professions, look at that, we're actually maxed out in skinning. We absolutely want to skill this one up, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get the benefit from doing any more skinning out in the wild. Now if I could find my way upstairs, that would be handy. There we go. Gee, just as well I saw that. That would have been embarrassing. Alright, leatherworking and skinning trainer, here we go.
Peace be with you.
And look at that, we're going to make ourselves an expert skinner. Excellent. Now the next one, which is an artisan skinner, that requires level 200. So that's not going to be too far away either. That's only 35 skill points away. So now if we open up our P window for our spell book, go to our professions, there we go. You can see we're now an expert. We've also ranked up to rank 2 in the Master of Anatomy, which of course is skinning all those dead animals, has broadened your anatomical knowledge, increasing your critical strike rating by 6. So it's a great bonus, by the way, because being a mage, we really do want to ensure that our crit strike is way up there. In fact, I did see a comment the other day in one of our episodes where someone was saying, hey, Seraphis, I see that every now and then you get some insane amounts of damage off your abilities. Is that your crit strike? And indeed it is. And we'll explain that just very quickly here. If we go to our character stats and then we scroll all the way down to our spell section here, you can see we've got a thing called crit chance here. In fact, if we go through a couple of the other ones, specifically, where is it? Not penetration. Up the top here somewhere. Where are we? Strength, agility. Right, intellect. Here we go. So intellect contributes to a spell critical hit as well, by the way. So it's not just the pure crit stat on gear. So if you get more intellect, you can see here that our particular intellect value, which is 128, increases our spell critical hit by 4.68%. So that's really cool. And then if we actually go down to the spell crit down here, we can see that the total crit chance, the chance of spells doing extra damage, our rating is 16, and that is basically a plus 2.48% crit chance, which totals an 8.15% chance for a spell to actually crit out of every spell that we cast. So out of every 100, 8.15 of them somewhere along the way will actually crit. So we want to get that up as close to, well, as much as possible, in fact, because a high critting mage is a good mage, trust me. Alright, so let's head quickly to the mailbox. I don't think we've got any new mail. No, we don't. And we'll just go to the auctioneer. First things first, of course, using the auctioneer add-on. If you play WoW and you don't use the auctioneer add-on, well, you need to. Because we just go to the appraiser tab here. You know how it works. We just select one of the items that we've got for sale in our bags. We hit refresh. And if it's been on the market before, it will actually automatically populate the price for us. Now, in this case, it hasn't for a while. So what I'll do is I'll use the vendor markup here. In this case, though, you know what? I'm going to add a gold to that price each. That's more than reasonable, and we'll post those items. There we go. Okay, this Raxur Club, let's see if we refresh that. Is there anything there? Yes, there is, and just as well that this is here, because look at that, it's actually going for a pretty penny. We can put it in at a let's say price matched default market price, and it's going to put it in at 96 gold buyout, which is just fantastic. 100 gold for a random drop, yes please. Lesser Moonstone, you can see it's scanning there, and that's updating with the most current price. That's good. A brilliant short sword of the bear, that's got a price in there as well automatically, fixed. Let's see if we've got a market price. No, we don't. So vendor markup is that. Let's just add a gold on the top of the vendor markup there, which of course basically triples the price you'd get it from a vendor. All right, rigid braces of power. Let's refresh them, and there's nothing there. We'll do the same, a vendor markup on that, and we'll add a gold to those. Scouting trousers of healing. Of course, they're no good to us. Well, actually they are in a way, but they're leather, so they're definitely no good to us. Vendor markup, and again, pop a gold in front of that. We've got a shield there, war paint shield, and looks like there's nothing there as well. Vendor markup, just adding a gold. We've got some big bear meat. Do some scanning, and yep, that's already populated. Coarse stone, of course, we do want to get rid of the coarse stones. They're no good to us, but they're great for blacksmiths, engineers, and jewel crafters, and you can see there's a bunch of them already on the AH, so it's gone and scanned to get the best price there. Light leather, same deal, of course, used by leather workers. Scan that, and you can see they're worth a gold 11 each, which is great. Some linen cloth. Now, we don't need that anymore because we've gone way past that on our first aid, and of course we're not a tailor, but tailors will want that, so we'll pop them up. Same with the medium hide. We've got medium hide for leather workers. They'll want that. Good old scan, post, so simple. Medium leather, same deal. Refresh, post. Stag meat, always good to have stag meat go up, used for cooking. Post those up as well. A swiftness potion, rogues like those. Pop that up, and you can see that's worth 5 gold 30. Fantastic. The ore we actually want to smelt in a second, so we'll sell this torn bear pelt, and of course we'll sell our extra woolen cloth because we don't need that for our first aid anymore either. And you can see that that's doing a great big scan. Lovely jubbly. And the rest of the stuff there is vendor junk. Now, of course, what I want to do is find a light feather on the AH. So I could go to consumables, reagents, you name it, but the easiest way is just to type in literally light feather. It's that simple. Hit search, and there we go. There's a whole bunch of them up on the AH there. This looks like a good deal. There's 5 of them there for 1 gold. I mean, how much gold do we have? Let's have a look. We have 527, so I think we're going to be fine spending a gold. So I'm just going to click buy out on that, accept that for a gold. There we go. And of course, when you buy something off the auction house, nice and simple, it actually just immediately appear. You can see there in your mailbox, unread mail from the Alliance auction house. There it is. We'll grab that. Thank you very much. And we just keep those reagents in our bag. And now you can see down the bottom here, the slow fall. It's got the number 5 next to it. That means we've got 5 reagents. We can actually use that 5 times. Now, later on, we can get glyphs that will actually allow us... Oh, actually, you know what? Glyphs, I think, are something that we haven't actually covered off, have we? Goodness gracious, how could I have forgotten all of that? Okay, maybe, seeing as we're at the auction house, now is the time to do that. Hope you guys don't mind. But, of course, if you haven't been following... WoW over the past couple of years, you won't know what glyphs are if you've had a big break or if you're new. So they're found in the talent tree page, and of course you know what the talents are. They basically give us the opportunity to customize our character with attributes and boosts that we prefer. In here is a glyphs page. Now these glyphs are broken down into different types of sections. You've got 3 types, and I'll collapse these trees. You've got minor, major, and prime. Now, you can see it basically opens up at different levels. These ones here are unlocked at 75. These ones are unlocked at level 50. We've already actually unlocked 3. 1 prime, 1 major, and 1 empty. One empty. They're all empty. And 1 minor. Now, the way it used to work in the old days is you used to have to go to inscribers. Now, inscribers are a player profession, and they make glyphs. And what they'll do is they'll pop them up on the auction house for sale. And you used to have to just basically wade through the glyphs on the auction house. It was a bit of a pain. What they've done now is they've put them all of the ones that are available to your class are actually here. And you can actually have a look and hover over them and see what you can actually get. So, for example, the minor glyphs. These are kind of cosmetic or nice to have. They're nothing major. So, for example, let's go and have a look at here down at Arcane Brilliance reduces the mana cost of your Arcane Brilliance spell by 50%. Now, we don't actually have Arcane Brilliance yet, so that's no help to us. The increases the duration of your armor spells by 30 minutes. Once again, as of yet, we don't actually have any mage armor spells either, so that's no good to us. We also can't get, or there's no point using this one because we can't conjure food yet. We also can't do mirror image. This one is quite cool though. You can see here that it's the polymorph. As you know, our sheep polymorph spell turns them into a sheep. Cosmetic little silly thing here. If you get this glyph, you can actually turn your target into a little monkey, or in this case a penguin. So, you know, it's just something a little silly, but this is the one we want here. And in fact, silly of me to go and spend money on those regents, because you can see here, slow fall, the glyph of slow fall. Your slow fall spell no longer requires a regent. That's the one we want. So what we want to do is hop along to the auction house, and we look for under glyphs, and I'm just going to type in slow. So you can see I just selected the glyph category there. I'm going to click on mage, type in slow, and hit search, and here we go. We've got a whole bunch of them here. We've got the glyph of slow, and we've also got the glyph of slow fall. Now I'm going to sort this by price with cheapest first, and you can see here, ouch, the glyph of slow fall is actually worth 81 gold, folks. So, you know, if you are a crafter, if you're an inscriber, you can see it's worth your while because you're going to get 81. There's no way it costs 81 gold to actually inscribe a glyph. Of course, it takes time, which you can't put a price on, but, you know, you can sell them for 81 gold, or, well, on this server, Kazgaroth, anyhow. So you can see it's, you know, you can make a pretty penny. There's even people selling them up here for, oh no, they're different, sorry. So everyone's sort of selling them for around the same price. That's probably the market price. Now, it's up to us, you know. I mean, these 5 cost us, what, a gold? You know, I don't know, it's going to take us a long time to get, 5 times 81. That's 400 feathers for the cost of one of these glyphs. So right now I'm not going to buy that, but if you're level 80 or level 85, I highly recommend you do, because it's just easier, and of course it saves this slot in your bag. Alright, so maybe what we'll do is we'll check out the penguin, glyph of the penguin. Let's see what that's worth. If it's cheap, maybe we'll grab that. Type in penguin there, and glyph of the penguin is $180. Let's see what the glyph of the monkey is worth. Glyph of the monkey is 91. Okay, so they're fetching a pretty penny. Not for us just yet. Alright, so let's now have a look at the major glyphs. And of course, major glyphs are just slightly more important, and they're more useful. They're less cosmetic. So what do we got here? Arcane Power. While Arcane Power is active, now we don't have Arcane Power, so we won't worry about that. Blast Wave, we don't have Blink. And this one here increases the distance you travel with the Blink spell by 5 yards. Now that's going to be really handy in PvP. Dragon's Breath we don't have. Evocation we do. Your Evocation ability also causes you to regain 40% of your health over its generation. Now that there is a very handy one, so we might grab that. Let's just see what these other ones do here. Frost Nova. Your Frost Nova targets can take an additional 20% damage before the Frost Nova effect automatically breaks. Now that's handy, and of course that's this one, which basically when you damage the guys that you've actually frozen, the mobs, they will break out of that. This Frost Nova glyph here means that they can take more damage before they break, so that's kind of handy as well. Ice Barrier, we don't have that yet. We've only got Ice Block. Ice Block, we've got one here. Your Frost Nova cooldown is now reset every time you use Ice Block, so that's kind of cool. Icy Veins we don't have. Invisibility we don't have either. I don't think we've got Mage Invisibility, have we? No. Mana Shield we don't have. Polymorph, no. Slow we don't have. Alright, so we could get the Evocation one. Glyph of Evocation, which also heals us. Let's have a look, because that'll be handy in runs perhaps. Let's see if there's one up on the auction house. We can just type in the first few letters. 59 gold worth. Alright, let's carry on having a look at some other glyphs here. What else have we got? Polymorph. Yeah, no, we won't worry about that. Let's just take you through the prime glyphs. So Arcane Barrage. Now, of course, we do have Arcane Barrage. There it is down there, number 9. What does this one do? Increases the damage of your Arcane Barrage spell by 4%. Now, that is a high damage spell as it is. It's only got a 4-second cooldown. That could be very handy. Arcane Blast increases the damage from your Arcane Blast buff by 3%. That is also fantastic, because Arcane, that's that 10, 20, 30, 40% buff that we get, and of course that's going to increase that by a further 3%. That's very good. These are all very handy. Look at this one. Arcane Missiles glyph increases the crit chance of your Arcane Missile spell by 5%. Oh boys, yeah, we got Fire Spell crit chance increased by 5%. We've got one for Frostbolt here, also increases the crit. Ice Lance we also have, increases the damage of that by 5%, and the rest are higher level skills. So, what we've got to do is try and figure out which one of these we want to increase. I would say Arcane Barrage or Arcane Blast. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the Arcane Barrage, perhaps, because, of course, Arcane Blast, that buff increases all of our arcane spells. So let's see what the glyph of Arcane Barrage is actually worth. So we just type in here, Arcane Barrage. There we go. And, ouch, 150. Yikes. Let's just type in Arcane and see what comes up. Arcane Power, Brilliance, Blast, that's the Arcane Blast, 184. Alright, so you can see these are quite expensive. We'll just leave them for now, I think. But, hey, when you get up to the higher levels of the game, these are going to be really important. Of course, you can have 3 minors, 3 mages, and 3 primes as well. So there you go. That, I hope, explains what glyphs are for. Now, if you want to replace a glyph, you actually have to remove it from a slot, and that requires a thing called vanishing powder. And again, that's made by inscriptors. So if you want to do that, you go to the auction house and type vanish. Let's just go reset that, type vanishing. And there you go, you can see some vanishing powder is up there. So you have to buy that, and that's how you remove glyphs in order to replace them with something else. Alright, so let's mount up now and just go to a vendor because we need to sell up. Now, we've spent this entire episode, unfortunately, doing sort of housework stuff. I hope you don't mind, but of course it's always good to learn about new parts of the game, like the glyphs, of course, a big major part of it. Here's a soulbound shield that we don't need anymore, and of course the heavy wool bandage. Alright, one thing more that we need to do is go and do our smelting. It's just over here somewhere. Can I jump over there? Yes, I can. Can I jump over here? Yes. Alright, so we're going to bring up our smelting menu, and you can see that hopefully we've got, there we go, some tin. So we'll create all of that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make you go through this, so we'll be right back in just 1 second. Alright folks, we're nearly there, 5 more to go, and of course what we're going to do with these is pop them straight on the auction house, because tin for us, I don't think, oh hang on, we'll double check that. Do we need tin? Oh no, of course we need it to smelt bronze, silly me. So what we do need to do is go get some copper bars, of course, and that allows us to then smelt bronze, which then means we can pop bronze up on the AH, because bronze fetches a prettier price than tin will alone. So we'll go grab some out of the bank. Now what I will do in off film rather is we'll also do a fishing quest here, and then what we're going to do is head back to Ashen Vale. Let's just go to our bank, by the way. Now how many? We've got about what, 46 tin bar there, so let's grab 46. We'll just shift click on there. 1 2 3 4 5 6. There we go, 46 of those. So if I go to the smelt bronze, there you go, you can see that we can now make 46 of them. So I will do that, like I said, off camera, so you're not bored. And we'll just quickly grab the fishing quest. So yeah, there we go. That wasn't too exciting of an episode, unfortunately, for you guys. But we've got lots to look forward to in the upcoming episodes, and I'll list through that in just 1 second. Let's grab this fishing quest. Here we go, a slippery snack. Have you ever eaten octopus meat? Oh, this is a new one. It takes some getting used to, but it's my favourite. I even know some people who like to eat the whole thing while it's alive. I don't plan on trying that anytime soon, but I'm out of fresh octopi at the moment. Will you help me gather some more? They live in the shallow water off the shore near Rut'Theran Village. Gather 6 baby octopi from the shallow water, and then we come back in and return. Okay, well look, that's a little bit different, so maybe we'll just keep rolling for this one, or at least we'll do a couple of them. We have to head down to Rut'Theran Village, which of course is the village at the bottom of our wonderful world tree here. Of course we're on the world tree of Teldrassil, and the easy way to get down to the bottom is by teleporting. Well, by the way, seeing as we're here, what's our rep? Oh, look, we're so close. We are so close to being exalted, and we really want to do that because, of course, we'll be able to get ourselves a Night Elf mount. Really want that. Right, let's see the zone that we need. All right, so it's all around here. Oh, and there's the beautiful Night Elf music once again. I just love when that happens. Okay, so baby octopi. Oh, there's one down there. So obviously we have to go swimming. Whee! All right. Oh, and look at that. There's a clam. Oh, we can't actually open it. There we go, baby octopus. Let's get off our mount. Looks a bit silly, doesn't it? Alright, so these guys are obviously just swimming around amongst the old ruins here, the old ruins of Rutheran. There goes a ship. That's the ship that will take us to Stormwind City, I think. No, or does it take us? Oh, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure the ship takes us to Stormwind City. We'll be doing that in an upcoming episode as well, so you can see another major city, and of course that will be the Human Alliance City, Stormwind. That's probably the biggest city in the game in terms of being on the Alliance faction, and probably the most popular one as well. Sort of between that and Ironforge, I guess, which is the Dwarven underground city. And once we go to Stormwind, we'll actually be able to take the Deep Run tram, and I'll take you to the Ironforge, which is the Dwarf city. Very cool. It's a nice area to explore as well. Be able to go check out the snowy zone of Dunmarrow around the outside of that city. Lots and lots of cool things to look forward to. But anyway, what we will be doing in the next episode, I think, is we'll do one of our random dungeons. In fact, we may even do a specific one, I think. What do we have to do? Yeah, Gnomeregon, because of course we are now level 32. We really want to get that out of the way. So I think we'll force ourselves to go into a queue. There's someone else doing some fishing over there as well, level 85 human. Alright, how's that? Nice and easy. And there goes the ship taking off, by the way, to Stormwind. If we break through the ceiling of the water here, we should see it. There it is. Very cool. Off it goes to Stormwind, and of course that's a long journey. If we look on the map, it's basically going to take all the way from there through the Maelstrom and over here to the Eastern Kingdoms, and Stormwind City is, where is it? There it is, in Elwyn Forest over there, and you can see that's it. So it actually sits up here, that's where Stormwind City sits, and very far north of that in Dunmoreau, which is this zone, up there in the mountain is Ironforge, built into the side of a mountain underground. Very cool. Alright, so look at the great new water effects too, by the way, loving them a lot. That rippling, so cool. Alright, so we need to head back to the fishing trainer, and then we'll wrap up the episode. I'll go to the auction house and we'll smelt those bars and we'll pop them up, hopefully give us some more gold for when we log in next. But yes, what we'll do is we'll queue for the Gnomeregan and we'll come back once we're running that. Another thing that a couple of you guys have asked is what about PvP? And of course if you look in here you can see that we're actually eligible for Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. Unfortunately we're level 32, so we're sort of at the bottom of the bracket, which I believe is level 32 to 35. But what we'll do is we'll absolutely go in there. We'll get totally owned, but I thought you might like to actually see a couple of the battleground scene. We haven't done that yet on this character, so that should be worth a laugh. Me doing some PvP on a mage. I'm no good at it on a mage. I'm no good at it the best of times, but I do go through phases where I love it. But on this mage we haven't done it yet, of course, so we'll do that just so you can see how the battleground system works. It's very cool, lots and lots of fun. Alright, slippery snack, there we go, baby octopi, and we get ourselves +2 fishing skill, 250 Darnassus rep, which is of course why we're really doing this, and a bag of shiny things, which has a bunch of things, some reptile eggs, and swiftness potion, and some, what's that, vendor junk there, and some cash. So we'll sell all of that. Swiftness potion we shall put on the auction house. Alright, so that's it from us, I'm afraid, folks. Again, sorry it wasn't too action-packed, but sometimes it's like that. We really do want to explore the systems in the game. So like I said, we did get to have a look at the glyphs and how they work, because we hadn't covered that off. Next episode will be an instance run, I believe, and then we'll head back over to the main continent here in Ashenvale, and of course we're going to go hand in a couple of quests here. We've got the Dartol's Rod one, which we spent so much time collecting the pieces of. We definitely want to hand that in, and down the bottom here report to the northern front as well, and then I think we'll be pretty much done, and we're going to head into the Stone Talon Mountains, which of course have changed dramatically since the Cataclysm, so it'll be really interesting to see that content. So I certainly hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much for joining us in this episode. On behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis, our level 32 Worgen Mage, is us saying take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever you are. We'll see you next time, and bye-bye.